there, I'm LittleZbot.
And I am Dane.
Yeah, I'm also called Joseph. I am the person who analyzed, wrote, directed, and was the general creative director and input and producer on this entire video and project.
And I am the video and audio editor and the person who composed the musical score, including the original theme and the battle music. And I also am the co-host of the video. This
is something that we've been working on for a very long time as like a personal project. We never expected it to get this big.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do it for 6 years and have been rebuilding it over and over. And then we finally got it to completion now. And we did not expect to get 7,000 views. We expected more like 200 or 35. So we were not prepared for this scale. The video ended up getting unlisted for a week. If you want more information about that, you can read the community post. But nonetheless, we are very grateful that so many of you did watch it and so many of you seem to like it. We are aware there are plenty of questions and critiques about the video and how we did the analysis and research. We're not ignoring that. We will be addressing that in the Q&A. In the original version of this commentary, we talked about the analysis a lot, but after it got traction, we realized we'd better actually organize that more, do it in the Q&A. Mm-hmm. And so this commentary is instead more of a creative commentary on the video. We're going to talk about the editing process and why we chose, and scripting, how we chose certain clips and stuff, some of the things we went through. And we're going to do an animation breakdown. Joseph will go over how he developed the animation with CRISPR and some of the thought that went behind it. And I will go over how I did the music for the animation, what I pulled from, and also some of the sound design I did for it too.
The rest of the video will be just talk through as it plays, similar to how regular Death Battle does their commentaries for channel members.
Yeah, maybe a few pauses if we want to elaborate, but we're just going to be recording ourselves watching it on YouTube. If you haven't watched the original yet, definitely do that. This is a very inferior experience. So I guess we should just really get started here, huh?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So right off the bat, we have our disclaimer.
Yep.
Always a necessary part of the video, really.
Originally, this had full blast music to kind of get you in the mood, but we listened to that first time through and it just didn't work.
Yeah. 2,052 days is a reference to when we first announced the project in an announcement video many years ago, and that's what it is now. That's how many days it's been.
Just started doing the preview to the fight thing, and their last 3 episodes. We were really questioning if we should include it or not, but then it turned out really well.
Yeah, we really like how that turned out, and honestly, it probably did help with engagement. This
There's the first bit of our bridge for Smash Ultimate. We have 3 pieces of that.
We want to have Smash bookends in this episode. We think it's fun there. These assets, the Death Battle logos and stuff, the fan-made stuff, I'm really happy we got those included. That was by Funky GPU. Really awesome. We didn't just have to use the originals. They look fantastic, especially on the big screen. Also, this background analysis screen. This originally had a bigger part in the video plan, but instead we decided to just use it for this sort of part. It looks nice here. It just didn't really fit in the actual analysis segment, unfortunately.
Probably the only bit I'll specify regarding questions here is something I already addressed in a edit to a comment, but basically people are really questioning why we counted certain things, and even though they're non-canon, we literally just went by what Death Battle themselves did. Everything that we counted except the Sonic movies, because those weren't out to that point. Nowadays they would be counted, absolutely. Is stuff that Death Battle themselves have used, and we just didn't use the stuff that they didn't use. So, stuff like the Super Show, even Fleetway Sonic was in Metal Sonic vs. Zero, Mario Kun was in Mario vs. Sonic Remake, that kind of stuff. So don't blame us, blame Death Battle. we go by their rules.
I'm really happy we got our own custom transition in there, that's nice.
Yes.
I did custom sound design for that. Basically, what I was told as a prompt for editing this was, it should be, like Death Battle, but not an exact clone. I noticed that's not playing in 60 FPS, actually. It's just pretending to. That's really unfortunate. Why? That's the reason you should watch the original first. Oh well.
That intro sequence is something that I've been wanting to put in since the very beginning. Since the very first script through 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I want the Super Mario Galaxy 2 ending music going through the history of Mario games.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wanted the analysis portions of this video to feel like a celebration combined with intensity. Nowadays, we just try to go all in on celebration because that's the vibe of modern death battle.
Yeah, exactly. So continuing off the whole, just sort of doing our own version of a death battle. Not quite exact, but extremely similar. We have our own little fire background animation and our own border too. Still purple, but now the animation is just a glow around it instead of the border itself being animated. That wall jump was nice in my 3D World clip there.
I specifically asked for that 3D land clip because we needed general footage of him fighting Bowser, and that's my favorite Mario boss fight.
Oh yeah, and
we got pretty much all different games for this.
We tried to record as much footage ourselves as we possibly could, but this would have been just impossible to do. Sakurai recently released a video documenting how he made his YouTube channel, and he literally had the company he was working with record so many of the gameplay clips. Like that's a monumental effort recording gameplay for so many different things here. So we did pull from YouTube videos. Everyone is credited. Yes. So we made sure that was very important to us, but it would not have gotten done otherwise.
Nice pick on the music here, the intensity matching the script changes very quickly.
I appreciate it. I did pick the music for this, with a couple requests from both of us. We had a couple wish list songs we wanted these analysis.
Oh yes.
I really want Mario movie rep in the soundtrack, so I made sure to get that in the music here.
We got the tiny bit of Mario Land rep. Oh, that clip was so good.
I'm so proud of it. I was fiddling around for 30 minutes trying to find a good clip of the statue, and that just happened. I was like, oh yeah, that's great.
Props to the one guy in the comments I saw who said, you clearly haven't played any Mario games. Just ignoring the past 12 years of our channel that's just basically been only Mario, and all of the footage that is in the Mario analysis that is, we recorded it.
Why would they say that?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't want to respond to comments today. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
it's okay.
The Millennium Star is kind of an in-joke on our channel.
Because it's the worst boss fight in Mario history. We had
to represent it. Yeah. I thought this clip of the earlier times was pretty funny. I intentionally got it in a way where we really didn't need to use it. The battle was going extremely well. We kind of just screwed ourselves over having to do it again by using it. I just want to add, I don't know. I want to add little jokes in the clips where I could.
Yep. Speaking of little jokes, the Mario is weird or powerful enough to match. Everything looks normal right up until the Yoshi inflates. That was really funny. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's the Super Mario bit. This is we introduced it right off the bat to prove.
There's a truck passing by in the background. Oh well.
We introduced that clip right off the bat to prove yes, it is canon. Also, other characters have super forms in the Mario games. So it's not unreasonable. But that's fine. The main purpose of this is because I really like the Mario Super Show, and so I really wanted Super Mario in this episode. Again, we were expecting to get 35 to 200 views. We weren't expecting to be questioned on a little fan-made edition.
Yeah, but it's reasonable too. I understand why people would be a little confused by that. So I'm happy to, have that answered. Who survived a dip in a black hole. Heck, there he is. So this clip, I had no idea what Joseph was talking about in the script, so I just asked him about it.
That's because it's just in the remake. In the original, it's just a special effect. But in the remake, it's straight up a star.
Shooting stars, I was like, okay, that's pretty good cartoony thing. So I looked up in the remake, oh, it's a literal star. That was really funny. I know a lot about Mario, but I don't know about the remakes, is the thing. So like the Mario RPG remake in particular, I have little knowledge of, so a lot of this was newer to me, just with the one who did the research on that.
Yeah, we got as much footage as we could ourselves. Mm-hmm. A lot of the footage we didn't, all of it is credited and stuff. I want to give big props to Vinny Vinesauce for the just saying, yeah, you can use everything you want.
Yeah, really came in clutch for a lot of Mario stuff. We try our best. Here's some great Mario movie rep here.
Oh my gosh, the Mario movie just gave us such good footage.
Yeah, it really did. We're really big fans of it. We also have some good sound effects users there. Death Battle uses sound effects in their analysis segments nowadays, and this really came down to crunch, where we couldn't have them out throughout the entire analysis, so we chose highlight moments in both analysis to have sound effects in there for, big impact and stuff.
Yeah, while we were recording this, we had no idea when Bowser vs. Eggman would come out. Mm-hmm. In our heads, it was probably going to be the second episode ever of Death Battle, which meant that it would be out on the perfect timeline a few days after this came out. So that's why there was a surprising crunch.
Mm-hmm. You calculated some of those stats, didn't you?
Oh yes, the stats boost from the RPG items, that's taken from minimal level runs of their respective games, except the AOKware, which is taken from level 25, because that's the minimum level you have to get in order to get the AOKware.
Yeah.
So like it's the maximum stats that they could possibly provide you. Is basically the idea here.
Can you tell we like the Super Show?
We love the Super Show. We grew up with it. Like it's in my head when I think of Mario, the very first thing I think of is the Super Show. That's why there's so much rep for it. And again, people are kind of mad at that, but I didn't expect you guys to watch this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It was made for us.
It was made for us and our friends and a few others. So we were happy to get a lot of Super Show rep. If we knew it would hit a wide audience, we definitely would have cut down a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
we
sorry,
focused a lot more on the canon footage. Like nothing changed for like the winner from our perspective at the time because of the non-canon stuff. But we will reduce the amount of footage there to withdraw confusion.
I will say people brought up a lot of great points about the analysis and stuff. We will talk about that in the Q&A. We are just not talking about it now.
Yeah.
We're not changing our opinions yet. But yeah, Sonic, figuring out which games to feature in that montage is really hard, and I still don't think I really nailed it, but I did my best.
I'm very glad that I hesitate to say part of the Sonic community, but I've been exposed to that franchise for a very long time and been looking at personal opinions and reviews and stuff for years now because of this video, where I was able to tell what fans generally consider mainline entries and what they don't, so we got a good amount of that in there. I think we got clips from every quote-unquote mainline entry in the analysis, which is what we were really looking for. Yeah.
Here are the funny origin stories.
Yeah.
All these were new to me. I'm much less familiar with Sonic than Mario, and when it came to editing this was when I learned a lot about Sonic. Even though we'd planned it for a long time, this was like, okay, I have to dive into Sonic lore now to figure out how to put this together. So many shocks there.
Oh, Sonic Prime, such good footage. Oh,
really
watching
great.
season 1 of that was just footage heaven.
There's the only Sonic 2 rep. Sorry about that.
It's okay. There's no Mario 2 rep, so...
Well, of course, that was a dream. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. For the Sonic Origins, I picked the 3 that I liked the most. The first one was like the most popular, well-known one. The second one was the one that had the most personal meaning to me because it was Sonic Underground, which I watched as a kid. And the third one was the wildest, wackiest one.
All right, this is going to be the first time I pause and rewind because I want to talk about the Power Grid clip really quick here.
All right, sorry.
No worries. See this, out running a Power Grid. That was pretty hard to get. Joseph linked me a YouTube video of it happening, but I was like, this isn't really good enough. I want to get it myself. So I installed Sonic Lost World. We have a selection of Sonic games like on PC right away, and I have access to his Steam, so I was able to just get that really quick. I installed Sonic Lost World, and I tried to hunt for 100% save files. The guides for installing 100% save files for Sonic Lost World on Steam are outdated. I had to figure it out sort of trial and error, really. It was a little bit ridiculous, and I had to play the stage over and over until I finally got this good clip. It took like an hour to get this one clip of footage. It was a whole lot of trouble. With a Power Grid and outrace Metal Sonic, a robot... There's our Metal Sonic clip. That was a lot of trouble to get. We'll probably talk about it in the TATL.
Yeah.
The spin dash and homing attack. He's also monster.
Okay, a great clip for the martial arts thing. You edited this very interestingly, but also the Shadow Generations footage came out days before we released this video. We were actively editing Sonic's analysis when it came out, so we got that in the day after it released.
Yeah, I'm really happy for that because it's just amazing footage of Emerald that resurfaced, years later after we just had like GBA stuff.
Yeah. What was it called? We skipped right past something I wanted to talk about, but I forgot. It's all right.
Yeah, there's so much going on in both these analysis. It's just like you unpack so much just watching it. Yeah. Even the little notes and stuff. You have to. There was a reason we said pause and read.
Yeah, we didn't want to do a pause and talk commentary because it would just take forever.
We know from experience.
So much. But yeah, so I did the Emeralds thing just to kind of prove to the people who are like, oh, well, if Sonic gets the Chaos Emeralds, shouldn't Goku get Dragon Balls in Death Battle? It's like, not quite. He gets them regularly in his regular games, just even before starting the battle, and they can also find their way to him if he really needs them. That's in Sonic Rush Adventure, so, it's fine to have them.
Can cut through anything.
And don't forget the greatest weapon of all, a gun.
The gun! Yes.
We love the gun.
I think this line is like why we had to incorporate Fleetway Sonic. We had to talk about the gun.
Yeah, the sole motivation. No, we'll actually elaborate in the title.
Obviously.
That was a joke. Well, we have to clarify it's a joke because a lot of people are watching now.
We had to add those captions ourselves because
That was really close, because when I realized I had to put in the captions myself, I went to the original episode for a transcript. The video footage I captured was video only, and Sonic X was about to leave Hulu. That was really close.
24 hours or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, proof that it was all really down to the wire. Here's our own footage of Sonic Forces, because the player character is different for everybody. So we designed something.
Yeah, we did.
It's much more in line with like our regular gameplay silliness, which you guys probably have never seen.
10,000's watched it. Oops. Oh well.
Oops. Oh, that was a great transition for the him on the floor there.
Thank you. Honestly, I think that shot's kind of funny.
Only
Sonic Adventure 1 rep.
Sadly, it's the only one.
Yeah.
But the scene of him dodging the hot dogs, that's something we had in, not in day 1, but like day 5 or something. That we had to get that in. That was that's so funny to us that he felt the need to dodge them.
Sonic Colors Adventure Rise of the Wisp rep. I want to get a lot of 2D animated Sonic rep in this, because I really like the amount of 2D animated Sonic content. It's just all really looks wonderful. Really
here's the worst cutscene in the world that still fit our script perfectly.
Yeah.
Just happens to annihilate Tails' character, but sure.
Oh well. Mm-hmm.
Right. We got
mind control, time manipulation. Oh, so much.
Oh my gosh, there's just so much. I can't get through it all.
Exactly.
Okay, yes. This was also really good. It's the only footage post-Prime Season 1 that we have, which is kind of unfortunate we couldn't make more of it, but there's just so much to represent. How stuff just gets undone all the time.
Exactly. These are living, breathing franchises, too. There's so many considerations that go in with footage. It was so much trouble. Thank you. Yeah, that was an amazing find on YouTube, of course.
Like, I can't even talk about how we recorded the Sonic X in Japanese, because it's edited slightly differently, and the healing of Chris in Japanese is only, like, it's very lightly implied, whereas it's just straight up a thing in the English version. Like, I didn't even we skipped right over Supersonic.
Oh yeah, we just talked through Supersonic. Oh, here's the end speech.
Oh yes, the most disappointing gameplay moment in history that's really good for a death battle.
Yeah, At least the hard mode one gave us a neat boss fight.
Yep. Well, no, calling it neat is a stretch. Sorry.
Oh well.
Yeah. Okay, but here we are with. I'm sorry, my mind's going at 10 miles a minute. Okay, I have to stop my mouth. Okay, we included Hypersonic over the other super forms because it had the best sprite and because it was what was included in the 2018 Mario vs. Sonic, so it would be, I guess, most expected and most reasonable. Really, Supersonic Cyber could have made an appearance, or really, a lot of the other super forms could have made an appearance instead, but you kind of have to pick and choose, and that's the one that we picked.
Yeah, this isn't necessarily a response to the 2011-2018
No,
videos,
I wouldn't say it's a response at all.
We do have a lot of nods to them. This is a tribute video first and foremost to Death Battle and to Mario and Sonic. So we want to include a lot of Easter eggs to everyone there, including the original Mario and Sonic episodes.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the joke tabs of, at the end of each analysis.
Yeah.
Both of them is something that technically did happen in their respective TV shows, but is so unbelievably stupid and silly as a feat.
Yeah, then there was the Sonic fan-dub reference, which is fun.
We didn't talk about... Okay, we have a single fan-dub reference in there, see if you can find it. A single Snapcube fan-dub reference.
Clip from Sonic Movie 2.
This is a lot more of a Season 2, Season 3 ending than the Mario ending was, but it's a clip I really like, and it's just the most Sonic response possible to that situation. So as soon as I saw the movie, in my head I saw it playing out like that.
Yeah, exactly. Now here's the one
their
both of them.
Yeah, their origins, where they are now, and then the midpoint for our bridge, because they're fighting on Final Destination No Items in Super Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, and
that was a lot.
Yeah, that was quite a lot. So much happens in just 15 minutes. Man.
We skipped over so much. In our first take of this, which was the pause and talk commentary, there was genuinely, we were 3.5 hours in at this point, was how much we had to talk about.
Yeah, that's how many things we have to talk about. Unfortunately, we aren't doing that much behind-the-scenes commentary anymore. The thing is, though, again, we had to revamp it after we found out there were literally thousands interested, is the thing. Again, like we said while we were commenting, we would have revamped parts of this episode if we knew it would get the views it did.
Yeah.
Like cutting down Super Show rep and stuff. We just didn't know. We expected it to stay super niche. We just made this because we really wanted to.
Heck, the very ending of the video, we have the Qui-Gon Jinn quote, which is something that's a very, very specific in-joke with us and like 4 other people in our friend base. And that's it. We included it because this video was made for us and our friends.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been in the video if we thought it was going to get any attention at all.
And I'm kind of glad it is in the video because, like, you know, I'm so glad we have Sonic saying that line. But yeah. Anyway, it's time for the animation. This is the fun part of the video. Well, all of it's fun in my opinion.
Yeah, the animation is going to be the only pause and talk section.
Exactly. So we're going to do 2 passes on it. Joseph will go over it first, and he'll talk about working with CRISPR and all of that, and the thoughts behind the animation. And then I will go over the entire audio segment, the soundtrack, the sound effects, and so on. So let's just start off with Joseph.
Okay.
The only exception, though, is Joseph will be talking about another aspect of the animation, one tiny audio aspect. He'll come up when it does.
Oh, what is that?
The voice acting.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Starting off, the fact we could get an animator at all is insane. When I started making this, like planning it out and scripting it originally, my very first thought was, okay, we would need to have it animated. Could I get an animator? I spent like a week hunting around for someone who could do it, was good enough, but also low enough in subscriber count so that they might even listen to what I had to ask. But
we don't. I'm
sorry, CRISPR.
Kind of wrong. CRISPR is a really great person. It's just the thing is that honestly, when this is a common trend with YouTubers. They get bigger, they have bigger egos. That was an actual consideration, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Not the case at all with CRISPR. He was absolutely wonderful to work with. Really appreciate everything that he did here and him staying on and helping out the animation throughout the years, even after retiring as an animator.
Yeah, they have retired by now. Well retired by the time
If you want to make your
out.
own death battle, you cannot hire CRISPR. He is done and out.
Ours only.
Right. This bit is the only thing we had done after about 6 months of work storyboarding and animating.
Yeah, so
it wasn't 6 months. I'm sorry, 3 months. It was 100 days.
Yeah, because there was a lot of planning that went into the animation, and this bit was actually used as trailer footage in a 2019 trailer for this video. That's how long I've been teasing it for our tiny subscriber base.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, obviously,
coming out of the pipe, by the way, that was a Death Battle reference.
Yes, Death Battle, the first one.
Which was also kind of a Smash reference, but we more meant it as a Death Battle reference.
At the very top, obviously, we have I'm not going to say the Super Mario Bros. Z text boxes. That's what most of you recognize them as. That's because most of you are hecka young. This is a Newgrounds reference.
Oh yeah, the entire animation is Newgrounds nods.
Yes.
Like, we have Mario Z nods because we love them, but we're mostly thinking Newgrounds.
Pre-Death Battle, if you looked up Mario versus Sonic or any sort of thing like that, you would do it on Newgrounds and you would find about 4 billion animations. And this whole animated segment is very specifically heavy on the Newgrounds references. Super Mario Bros. Z was a Newgrounds animation, the original, and it was super popular on there. It's still popular today, but on YouTube, so people think it's like kind of original and came up with all of its own ideas, and it very much didn't. That's not to say it's bad. We absolutely adore it.
Yeah,
there are a bunch of references in it here.
Form.
Yeah, that's why that we have the graphic for the Super Form is from Super Mario Bros. Z instead of being styled after the Super Show, which is what it's actually representing. It's actually supposed to be Super Mario from the Super Show. Newgrounds text box. Yeah.
Oh, and
use this area as a training spot. Whoa. I don't know who you are, but could you maybe get out of here?
Hey, you notice how Sonic talks?
That was another last-minute addition. Bobby Taramina.
Bobby Taramina.
If you're into Sonic fan works, I guess, he does a lot of VO impressions of Roger Craig Smith's Sonic in a lot of fan works, and he was super duper willing and eager to work with us. Really, he got back to us so quickly and charged an extremely reasonable price. Way too reasonable.
Reasonable. Like, we have to emphasize that. You could probably look him up, and hopefully he's raised him by now.
Yeah, because I mean, I left him a pretty hefty tip because it was like the least I could do. But he is like a fully accredited, fully trained professional voice actor. Like, I don't know how we got that. Nobody's talking about that, by the way.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I guess
people
it's
just kind of acting like it's standard, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's something that's surprising for our channel. Like, it was meant to be a surprise for our viewers, but I guess for, like, Death Battle fan animations, everyone's like, of course you have voice acting. That's just, everyone does that in the Versus community, I guess.
Maybe I can use that guy as a training partner.
Oh, here it is.
Attack and see how he takes it.
Yep, Sonic, being a little bit of a jerk.
Okay, so people have, like, I don't know, been a bit upset about that, and it's understandable.
Totally.
Yeah, there are two things to note here. The first is that this animation was constructed not 6 years ago, but like the baseline of it was finished around like 4.5 years ago. Like most of the animation was only touched up for the actual release. Back then, in like season 6, early season 7, Death Battle had an extremely different vibe and tone.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you have only become a recent fan of Death Battle, go check out, Ben 10 versus Green Lantern, which ends with, spoilers for that episode, which ends with an extremely wholesome comic book character smashing a kid into paste, saying, "Ooh, I stepped in loser," and laughing.
Yeah, and this was being developed in that era.
Right, so that's what the animation was developed around. The characters are a bit out of character and a bit jerkish to each other. We backpedaled on that as it became clear that we wanted this to be more of a wholesome kind of episode, and we'll note out portions that we changed specifically to backpedal on that. It used to be a lot worse, I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah, it did.
It used to be way worse.
Not everything could change. Like, if we could, we absolutely would have redone the intro. We couldn't, so, it was the way it was.
We could have. It would have taken another 4 months and a few more $100.
Yeah, and then the battle wouldn't have come out. This was a now or never effort, is the thing.
Yeah. Also, my gosh, this video it costs so much money.
Mm-hmm.
I work a $15 per hour job. This isn't my only hobby. I'm not a professional.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Professionals, we were not expecting to get the attention. I just want to reemphasize that for a million times.
Yeah. All right. Right. But also, the second thing is this part feels less bad because it isn't terribly out of character for Sonic. There are a lot of situations, especially in like the 90s and early 2000s, where Sonic is selfish first and heroic later. And especially recently, Sonic X Shadow Generations will be out by the time that we, upload this, so we can spoil it. That's fine.
Yeah, but the early access stuff is out right now, and I haven't gone through the whole story. I didn't have reason to after doing this, but I did watch a couple cutscenes out of curiosity, and I did happen upon a cutscene of mild spoilers. I guess actually actual spoilers for the Sonic X Shadow. Sonic encountering Shadow and then going to take his Chaos Emerald and not even trying to communicate with Shadow. I'm just saying, this isn't completely out of character.
No, yeah, like he shows up, he goes, "Hey, I need that," and he just starts attacking.
Exactly.
It's very, very similar to what happens here, actually. So it's still not out of character, it's just showcasing a little bit less of his heroic side.
Yep, if we had time, we would change it, but we thought this is okay enough not to.
He recovered pretty quickly, and it looks like
Gee, Sonic, wonder why.
Yeah, no crap.
Death Battle got rid of their fight logo and screens and that kind of stuff. I know the fan base has always kind of felt like, that's a mistake. I wouldn't say that's necessarily a mistake, but I did want it in this specifically.
Yeah, Death Battle tribute, big part of Death Battle history we always loved. We had to put it in.
I'm the one calling out the fight because in Season 2, Boomstick called out the fight, so that's a neat little reference. Also, I just wanted to call it out. I thought it'd be fun.
It was fun.
Yep, okay. Firebrand, that shot of him zooming off the hill was the very first time Crestbro had ever done anything in 3D animation.
Yeah.
But so
they were very proud of it.
Yep, making history here. This is intended to show Mario's experience here because he gets Sonic gets one move in, but it shows his thing is that he crosses distances extremely quickly and then follows up on it before you have time to react. Mario gets hit by that, sees it coming again, and it instantly figures out how to counter it. And that's sort of like a continual theme throughout this the storyboarding, like the animation itself is, Sonic surprising Mario, then Mario very quickly figuring out how to counter it.
Wow, and I thought he was playing baseball.
He uses the Fire Flower even after showing Firebrand, makes it more powerful. That fireball right there, direct reference to Mario Bros. Z. I believe it's episode 1. He charges up a fireball just like that and shoots it out. Yeah. And there's the Fleetway gun.
Yeah. There's the extended version. It'll be in the TATL. But,
the effect from smashing into that mountain, again, Super Mario Bros. Z reference.
That's one of the only bits of animation added by me later.
Yeah. The Super Mario World power-up, which is the life-up shroom from Mario Galaxy,
so
doubling his durability and healing him.
Gains the score slightly. That part where Mario just stands, I didn't realize that was originally going to be him powering down, but then they decided to scrap that.
No, so Crusper added it as, originally the strike that he punched Sonic with was a flaming strike, and the idea was that it was, that he used all of the power of the Fire Flower in that. And so here, that's showing him powering down. I asked him to change it, because even though he liked it, it wasn't at all canon, and it just isn't what happens ever. So it's like, oh, okay. And so we left that bit in to, be cut tentatively. In the editing of the video, we could chop out that 0.4 seconds.
Yeah, and listen, there were so many directions flying around that some things were forgotten, and one of the things forgotten was Joseph telling me to cut that bit out. So when I was scoring the animation, I was like, he stands there, well, that's a little weird. Their choice, and then I just scored over it. And the thing is, when you're working with audio, especially music, every half second counts. You trim it, people will know. People just know with audio. It's really hard. So when Joseph talked to me, he's like, hey, Dane, I thought that would be cut out. I was like, it's supposed to be cut out? Oh, crap. Well, there's music over it. Should we go back and change the music? No, wait. Let's improvise. So we had a Super Mario World graphic of him using the life shroom from Super Mario Galaxy to supposedly power up more.
I think it fits pretty well. It keeps the animation moving. It's fast-paced.
Yeah.
And it adds another theme that he uses. And that's a good thing that I really like in this animation, how much stuff we get to show off.
Looks like this guy isn't kidding around. Now it's time to get serious.
That voice clip was originally from Sonic Heroes, I think?
Yes, that is the reason we decided to get voice acting. Because we wanted, all the sound effects that were in here were temporary sound effects from Crusper. Crusper's not a sound designer, he's an animator. So he put in temporary sound effects to, this is sort of what you'll be going with, but it's fine. I have a literal audio engineer who can put in other sound effects.
Not super professional, but I have more than average experience in that kind of thing.
Right. So Sonic does some voice clips and they were kind of crunchy sounding because, of course, they just were recorded straight out. So we tried to get now it's time to get serious. I believe that's the one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. From the game itself, which is, I believe, Sonic Heroes. When you fight Team Dark, and if you lose 2 of your team members but are still alive, which is a very specific situation and requires playing about 15 hours of Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, no time to get it.
Yeah, so what are we gonna do? And that's when I started looking up, okay, can I do a Sonic impressionist or whatever? Found Bobby Taramina and the stuff he did, and it's like, oh, hey, this would be amazing, and shockingly, it turned out very, very well.
Yeah, it was a big improvement to the animation. I think this actually forgot to mention it, but yeah, it was just dialogue boxes originally.
Yep.
We adjusted the timing, of course, when we got actual voice acting, but yeah.
Ooh, that's a good hit. That's a Newgrounds, just a fight in general reference. The slow down as we come in.
Smile on my face when I first saw the rock mushroom in this animation.
The rock mushroom versus the wisp laser is so good. I love the red and blue cuts there. Crusper just absolutely nailed it.
Great gag, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that gag is so good. That's straight out of a Mario comic. He gets launched up. Sonic's cockiness finally comes into play as he basically celebrates what he accomplished, only for Mario to just land on his head. And we get the very tiniest little representation of Sonic's hammer from Sonic Advance 3. Okay, yeah.
The gold flower. You have some things to mention here.
All right, yeah. So the gold flower Originally, that scene where he puts on Gold Flower and dances through Sonic's attacks, that wasn't the Gold Flower. That was originally the Metal Cap. And the idea was to further reference the Mario vs. Sonic 1, where he puts on the Metal Cap and Super Sonic rams into him and can't damage him. So in the original, Sonic in the spin form rammed past Mario and all that. There were effects bouncing off, and there were clanging sounds and stuff, and he couldn't damage him. Then Mario hits him, knocks him away, uses the Gold Flower, and then starts launching the fireballs. But we changed that overall because for anyone who's unfamiliar with these franchises a lot, one or two of our friends that we won't mention by name, having hit basically Metal Mario and Gold Mario are just the same with a slight color palette swap.
Yeah.
So it'd be a bit confusing if they weren't paying super attention in that. We just wanted to reduce confusion on that point, and it also blended a lot better with the idea of Mario being able to, having Y-step to Sonic's moves and tricks, being able to dodge his attacks when he's, just doing them fairly casually. As the animation progresses, it becomes clear that Sonic is faster than Mario. That's how we storyboarded it. That was the assumption we were going under, was that Sonic was faster than Mario, but he has to begin to take Mario seriously. And that bit there where he kicks him, Customer added the coin once we made it fully Gold Flower, which is a great little bit. Great round.
I love this bit here. It's a very creative use of the Gold Flower.
Yeah, for Mario Wii, when you spin while you have a Fire Flower, it throws out fireballs. So why not spin with a Gold Flower, increasing the damage significantly? Sonic actually runs away and up a mountain where he thinks Mario can't get to him.
This is a nod to the 2011 animation again, by the way. The running up the mountain.
Yeah. The sound effects for the Gold Flower explosions were taken directly from New Super Mario Bros. 2.
I'll elaborate on that in my segment.
Oh, you'll be talking about the sound effects then?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm talking about music and sound effects.
Oh, yeah. Here's Krusper's most impressive shot ever. He was so proud of having Mario being able to fly up the camera. And, good for him, because that's tough to do in, 2D animation. He gets the surprise attack. We have the great use of the hammer suit. Sonic adapts quickly in the air. And there, this is sort of showing the skill levels. Sonic, while falling, blocks attacks, dodges, lands, and charges up a move, while Mario hits his head on the ground and dizzies. But, unlike in Death Battle 1, it doesn't actually matter, because he still predicts Sonic's move it comes in.
Yeah, also, you may have noticed there was a little bit of a side loop there.
That's one of the things that were added much, much later to the animation, one of the little polishing points.
Very last minute thing. I think it was after voice acting, actually. We were talking about, amongst ourselves, it's really a shame that we can't quite get side loop in there, because it's too late now, the video's going to come out, but side loop is a part of, Sonic's moves, and now it's a good rep to Frontiers. And then I was like, hey, wait a second. An hour later, I had that. That was just Sonic trying to punch Mario, and Mario kind of missed. But so I changed it to Sonic tries to side loop around Mario, and then Mario counters.
Homing attack, of course. Here's Sonic's cockiness again. He's done with the fight. He's leaving. He's realized this is a bit dangerous for him. And then we have Super Mario, but the Super Mario Bros. Z sprite because we wanted to reference.
Again, one of those things would have changed if we knew more than our target audience would have seen it.
Yeah. Now it's the point where they stop super adapting to each other, and it's all a contest of power.
Oh, the sword shot! I love that.
Right. Here that you can see they're actually starting to use some martial arts, Mario blocking while he's striking with the fist. That's kind of cool. But yeah, now I'll show you obviously reference to the Death Battle lines. I started rewinding to show off a bit. First strike, it's just pure power at this point. Mario gets knocked off to the left and then appears above Sonic. That's straight up like a Super Show moment. And then Sonic can now teleport because he's using the emeralds. And you'll notice that a lot now that has the emeralds with him. He's teleporting all over the place, much like Shadow would.
Yeah, it's worth noting, by the way, that the animation, the story, follows very much an escalating amount of seriousness from Sonic.
Yes.
That's the reason that Mario, in the animation, we're not talking about we're not talking about the actual result or anything, but in the animation story, that's the reason that Mario was not just completely outdone by Sonic, who we establish in the animation is more powerful.
Yes, until the very end when he takes this as seriously as he has, like the universe-destroying threats, and ends it completely.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the reason Sonic didn't do that right away.
Yeah, it gets progressively easier for Sonic as the battle goes on, is the idea. We have the sword clash. Yep, Submersion Sword with this Excalibur. It was so cool that we got a moment of that in there.
Do you really want to clarify really quick? Because I just read this is super important to say.
Yeah.
We talk about Sonic winning a lot in this animation. The winner did change multiple times as we tried to research it. We were not locked in on Sonic winning. That's just how it worked out by our interpretation by the time the episode came out.
Yeah.
If we reasonably decided that Mario would have won, then of course we would have made the animation where Mario won.
Yeah, we would have changed it. We would have had it have a completely different ending.
It just so happened that when it was originally storyboarded and made, Sonic won, and when we released it, we decided that Sonic won, and that was not influenced by the animation.
Again,
we want to make that super clear.
We'll talk about this in the TATL, like all the different versions we ran through and stuff. There were definitely points where we believed that Mario did win. But when this animation was done, we had, if you thought that I undersold these characters now, boy. I had them in like the kilotons, okay? I think I've greatly improved. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I think I'm better than I used to be. Alright. This move, this is a reference to the manga where he uses the spin attack against, I think it's K. Rool. Yep. And Sonic uses teleport. This moment, that's straight up Super Mario Bros. Z. Like, to the point where we consider doing the two flashing eyes that Super Mario Bros. Z does all the time. But that would have been a bit too on the nose.
Yeah.
So instead, it's just a really powerful. Our scene transition, he hits Mario through the ground, so now they're on the inside of the volcano that they were fighting on. There's Mario recovering quickly and countering Sonic, and now Sonic is done. Now he's taking him as seriously as his strongest villains ever, so he goes Hyper Sonic, his strongest form, and goes for the kill immediately. Mario realizes he's way outmatched because he got hit by Hypersonic with that shot. So what does he do? He uses the power-up that means no matter how much stronger you are, you can't beat me, hoping to defeat him through skill or experience. But because the White Tanuki Mario does not increase Mario's stats at all, some animations use it as like, oh, this is his Super Saiyan form, and it just isn't. It's just a power-up that he happens to be invincible in. And since it doesn't increase the stats at all, Sonic just completely overwhelms him. Right, so the point there, here, our options, like me and Chris were discussing it, was basically, how long do we want Invincible Mario to last? Because the longer he lasts, the more he gets just pummeled by Hypersonic. Do we want that to go on for 45 seconds? No, not really. Let's just end the fight more quickly. Again, you have to remember, this was made, completed, back when Death Battle was brutal. And it established clearly at the end, oh, this guy's just dominating and all that kind of stuff. It's different now. And if we had an extra 8 months and several $100s to potentially thousands, depending, we would have redone a large portion of the animation for that sake. But we didn't think anybody was going to see it but us and our friends.
Yeah, and we want to clarify, because a lot of people do not seem to understand this, that animation is very complicated. Even quote-unquote simple sprite animation, like this supposedly is, by some commenters. No, this is quite complicated to put together.
Oh yes, try doing it yourself. Genuinely, take a week. Everyone tries a new hobby for a week, right? Take a week and just try to do even regular stick figure animation. There are thousands of free programs out now that do it and make it super easy. And you will see how insane it is that we got this for our project.
Yeah, the main big thing that we would be actively willing to change was, of course, the winner. But a lot else was like, hey, we have to seriously consider and think about it because it was a real investment.
That's another reason why this video was delayed for so long. Not only was it in development hell because of school and other projects in college and the editing troubles and all that kind of stuff, but another reason is because there were 3 or 4 times where we rewrote the scripts and stuff, and Mario wins now. Well, we have to take those extra months if we want to make this at all. To change the animation so that the entire end sequence is different. And like that just wasn't going to happen in those time frames, so we delayed it continually and continually and continually.
Oh, yeah, talk about a nightmare project. It's one of the problems when everyone who works on every aspect of this is working on something that in the official show, a whole team would be doing.
Yes, that's the thing. You have to understand, this is all done by one person. The animation is done by one person. I storyboarded it. I wrote everything. I was a creative director. Dane edited everything. It was like we did 3 individual roles, but it was 3 people doing basically what Death Battle has is a team of 7 to 10 people on each of those roles.
And 3 people with daily lives. Joseph has a job. I had school. You know?
Yeah, those are like the Death Battle people. That is literally their job. Their 9 to 5 work is doing that. I have regular 9 to 5 work and a lot more going on in my life besides that. Mm-hmm. So we can't just say, oh, this would be cool, and then put it in. For us, this would be cool moment. Putting it in is like what's meet up at the bar, pass drinks around. I can't believe we actually managed to get some of that. Like
the stylus was a miracle, and that was carried on the back of the original animation. That was just a layer I added.
Right, yeah. There's the bit of
Mario's normal form now.
Yeah.
We weren't gonna really respond to people, but let's just clarify here really quick. It's our interpretation that Mario loses his golden Tanuki suit on lava. We made sure to show a clip in the analysis of him dying instantly to lava with the Tanuki suit on. Although it's conflicting whether or not he actually dies to lava. It's different from game to game.
Well, yes, but in every game, it's very consistent that it does a lot of damage. There's a ton of expanded material where it's very clear that heat is Mario's greatest weakness. There's even one of the books, yes, there are Mario books, where he straight up says, oh yeah, if I touch that lava, I'm a die. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this is something that's been pretty consistent. I think if you genuinely went up to anybody who worked on a Mario game, if you went to Shigeru Miyamoto himself and asked, hey, is Mario weak to lava? Would he die if he touched lava? He'd look at you like you were an idiot and say, yeah, duh.
Yeah, like, we aren't trying to take the commentary to defend ourselves, but we do want to clarify this because a lot of people were pretty confused. And the alternative is, if we got rid of the lava, our belief when we made the animation would be that Sonic would just kind of pummel Mario until the time limit ran out. And the time limit is consistent across all appearances of Golden Tanuki Mario.
Yeah, so was the lava thing. Every single time Golden Tanuki Mario appears, if you touch lava in that game, you die. It goes through the suit.
Yes.
Presumably, in one of the games where you don't instantly die, if Golden Tanuki Mario was in one of those games, if you touch lava, you would lose the power-up just like you do all other power-ups, because the lava is clearly shown to go through that invincibility. That's our personal interpretation. That might not be the case. That's just what we believed it was when we made this.
And thought it would be best to be in the animation.
Right, because the alternative is, a straight minute of hypersonic pummeling on Tanuki Mario.
It's no fun.
Yeah, it's no fun. And so, we make it simple and easy. There's a pool of lava there. He gets rid of the suit. Again, I don't think we specified this before, but it should be clear to anybody who's watched regular Death Battle, the animation is not showing how things would actually go.
It's not canon.
It's literally, this is a fun thing to show off how some of their stuff might interact.
Yeah,
it's not how the fight actually goes. How it actually goes is, okay, we put all their stuff up against each other. If they fought 1 billion times, who wins more of those fights? That's how it's decided, not based on what's in the animation.
And that's consistent with the official show.
Yeah. In the actual fights, lava probably wouldn't be involved. Sonic, we established, has ways to get past the suits, and he would eventually find them after several minutes of wailing on the suit. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much how we had it, but it's tough to show off in the animation, it's no fun. So we just had it happen like this.
Do you think in Goku vs. Superman 3, Superman would really let all those plants get blown up?
The entire universe, yes.
Yeah. That's supposed to be the earlier times battle.
Yep. The Mario's last resort is restarting the fight. it probably wouldn't work because Sonic has resisted other time manipulation similar to that. That's like another thing that we can get into in the title, I guess.
Yeah.
It's questionable, kind of, but really, we just want to show, okay, he brings it out and Sonic gets rid of it just to like answer that question of, oh, why didn't you just use that in the animation? It's because we didn't want to animate another 3.5 minute long fight.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why.
So we want to have a nod to it. The idea is that Sonic is seeing everything in slow-mo at this point and just takes it away as soon as he sees it. Because he's, ready to be done with Mario. He's taking it very seriously.
Yeah, that's the idea behind when we originally storyboarded this animation. Again, like, whether or not that's our opinions now, I mean, we'll talk all about that in the title and stuff. But back then, this was... and yeah, see it clearly...
This is a big old Death Battle remnant.
Yeah. We have the Kamehameha from Sonic X.
Yeah.
Okay, so, right. So when I say that the thing used to be more brutal, like, it really did. But one of the major things that changed was the ending. Where basically we reduce Mario to helplessness and have him give up in the face of Sonic. And then Sonic evaporates him, is angry for a bit, and then teleports away. That was not gonna fly anymore.
No. We watched it, we were like, we have to fix this.
But again, this was I stepped in loser times, was when this animation was made. That was the vibe of Death Battle at the time, and since this is a fan-made Death Battle, that's what we felt that we had to have. Not anymore. Again, so how we quote unquote helped that segment was not only did we change out the timings and adjust little things and change out, and with Dane will get into like the musical store, how he adjusted the music so that it was much less intense or much less sad for Mario, more heroic for Sonic. But like the Mario All-Stars death animation to just cut through the tension very quickly and immediately and make it feel less serious. Like he's lost a life rather than being permanently dead.
Yeah, it reminds you of him being hit by a Goomba instead of him being annihilated.
Yeah, that's the idea. And then this?
Oh, great. Now I have to find a Ring of Life.
That was changed and added in once we got a voice actor. Instead of Sonic being pissed and then teleporting away at random, like because he says, "Oh, that was terrible, that was annoying," we have him very mildly annoyed at him going overboard, and then saying, "Okay, I got to go find a way to revive this guy."
Yeah, and he teleports away to do that. Is the idea?
If you're only a Mario fan and kind of mad and you don't understand what a Ring of Life is, that's a canonical thing in the Sonic games. It can be used to restore the dead back to life.
Yeah.
So like the idea here is that he's teleporting away to find a way to bring Mario back.
I guess it's my turn now.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I did all the music for Death Battle. The music is...
I'll let you take over there.
Yeah, the music is all arrangements of Mario and Sonic songs. I basically took a Mario movie score approach where I decided I wanted to just have fun with it, cram as much as I could from both. I did want to represent main themes for both, I'll get into that, but mostly it's just like, okay, this is a song from that, this is a song from that, let's just have fun with it. I'm a lot more familiar with Mario songs than Sonic songs, but I still tried my best, listen to a lot of Sonic music, a lot of great stuff. But yeah, and I'm trying my best to get good deep cuts from both. But yeah, there are a few fun references. And as for the sound effects, they were templates from Crusper. When it came down to the wire, it was one of those situations where temporary had to become permanent. So I replaced the most quote-unquote problematic ones, just ones that were like really clipping or distorted or I didn't think fit. And again, no shady Crusper at all. They were all supposed to be temporary. Yep. So I could only replace like half them. That was just the time I had when this was actually coming together.
So it's now like a 60-40 split of like 60% of them are different sound effects or more modern ones or better ones. And then the remaining 40 were ones that were pretty darn good at the time, and so they hold up now.
Yeah, exactly. And the opening theme for Sonic here is I'm Here. The whole opening segment for the fight call was actually scored after everything else. The whole score was on piano first and then produced second. But yeah, that's how that process went. Piano first, produced second, everything after the fight call was made first, and then everything before the fight call was decided and then produced afterward. And then I opened up with I'm Here because I want slightly more Frontiers rep-ish. I really debated what to play here, and I figured that I'm Here was a great little desolate kind of song for Sonic wandering across this lonely mountaintop, getting ready to train and stuff. I was thinking of that Sonic Frontiers title screen where it's super atmospheric and plays the opening notes of I'm Here, and I want to nod to that. So it just plays on piano right here, and then it transitions right into the beginning of the ground theme as Mario jumps right in. I'm really happy with that transition. It kind of like cuts through, it kind of interrupts, like, oh, who's this guy? Because that's Sonic's perspective, And right here, Green Hill Zone and the ground theme interplay with each other.
The Mario ground theme.
The Mario ground theme, yeah. When I say ground theme, I mean Mario's theme that goes do 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 do.
World
do.
1.1.
Yeah. And they interplay with each other, and that's a really fun thing. Green Hill and the plucked strings, and then the ground theme and chords and bass line. And then when Mario says, okay, and starts walking away and stuff, yeah, that's actually a nod to the new Super Mario Brothers movie, as in the live action one. I forget what year. So
1993? I'm not sure.
To be clear, it was not counted in the analysis, because that's what DeathBout didn't count in their analysis. I actually forgot about that when I was scoring this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put it in. But I'm kind of glad I put it in.
I think it's fine to have little nods as long as it's not actually counted. Like that's a great little nod. It fits very well. And like we mentioned, the Sonic Underground backstory. That's a little nod. That nothing in Sonic Underground was counted. Like yeah. Again, we were making this mostly for us, so...
so we were like, oh, it doesn't matter that this is a little bit shaky, because, thousands won't be scrutinizing it.
If we knew that this was going to get 7,000 views, we probably would have redone that portion of the score. Like, that's how much we would have changed, taking out that bit just so that there was no confusion at all.
We absolutely can't emphasize enough how unexpected this was. It says 6.9K, but on our phone it says 7,000. Whatever, it's close enough.
It's rounding up. It's 6,985.
Yeah. But yeah, a little nod to the theme of Mario and Luigi in the Alan Silvestri score, which is a good score for an interesting movie. And then we have the song Drowning theme here. The idea I thought was I wanted to have this intense building up theme. I was looking for one from both franchises. The Drowning theme is really iconic, and it's also both a result of Sonic making a bad decision. So, I play this Drowning theme on strings and have it go in as Sonic strikes Mario. And then we play a little bit of King Bowser to like cap off Mario's intensity, like, oh, this is a fight now. That was actually a nod to the Mario movie. I liked how it used the opening scene from King Bowser in its Mushroom Kingdom scene when Mario gets trapped in the pipe maze. I was like, that's fun. I want to adapt that. So I did for, when Mario gets mad here.
Looks like he wants to fight.
These are just some Tom Fills and stuff. So the two themes here that are playing are a call and response between Mario's leitmotif from the Super Mario Brothers movie, the Illumination one, and His World from Sonic 06.
Like, the two of their more modern themes.
There's a lot of debate over what Sonic's actual main theme is, so I want to represent a few of them. And Mario mostly has the ground theme, but he had a couple others. So now we've represented basically the three of them, while Sonic has a few more, and we'll get into that. But yeah, His World, and then the Mario movie theme. I really want a Mario movie, the Illumination one, nod here because I love that movie and I really like that score. So, I wanted them to play with each other here. A call and response. It was something I heard in my head and just was really happy to do. And you can hear a couple notes from the Mario World sound font. And then I had to cut off the theme because the idea was to go into a gag song for when he pulls out the gun. So I cut it off with a few notes from the Underground theme from Mario's side. And here's the gag song. That is just ripped directly from Shadow the Hedgehog. It's not even my own arrangement. That's just a soundbite. It was originally Marble Zone, but Joseph was like, I can do you one better. Take from Shadow the Hedgehog. It'll be really funny, trust me. And you know what? He was right. That is I Am All of Me. By, I think, Crush 40. I can't believe I'm saying I think. I'm so sorry. I'm exposing my Sonic, I guess, noobness when it comes to the soundtrack.
All the people who are like, oh, they're massive Sonic fans are in shambles right now.
Oh, yeah. You should just look at the channel. This is the only Sonic coverage on it.
This, I think, actually, literally it is.
Yeah. The only other thing we had was a 2016 video in which we did a fake showdown between Mario and Sonic's video games, and we played the Genesis Sonic games.
Which is so bad, it's now unlisted. And, like, the point of that video, we were children, was to show that Mario's games were better.
Yeah, but, you know, it's Death Bow.
Yeah, we were children.
It's Death Bow. They always think you're a fan of the franchise that wins.
Well, that's the thing, like...
That is Joseph's ringtone, which is from Luigi's Mansion. Again, we are Mario fans. We'll just cut this out.
Okay. It's a thing where people who are automatically biased towards their favorite characters winning can't imagine people who aren't. But
I do get it, right? Because like when a character I think should win loses, sometimes my thought is kind of they just don't know enough about that character.
Okay, yeah, but that's a completely different thing to what I think most people are imagining. So I don't fully understand that, but regardless, we are way more exposed to Mario and generally have been following his franchise since we were very young children.
Yeah, and it
much more than Sonic, even though we would consider ourselves fans of Sonic as well.
Yeah, so it kind of reflects in some of the production of this video.
Yeah.
But oh well. Night mode is turned on, but that's okay, it won't affect anything. Yeah, so this is a very unusual matchup that I thought was fun. It's Fossil Falls and Fist Bump from Sonic
It works so well.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I could totally make these work together. I wanted a parallel between them because at the time they were coming out, I was thinking they were kind of counterparts to each other, you know? That's Sonic's big nostalgia game and Mario's big nostalgia game. So I was like, I want to kind of have a nod to that, you know? There's 2017 games, Fossil Falls.
They're both meant to be like celebrations of the franchise. One of them actually succeeds.
Yeah, so I want to have them play together. It's a very unexpected matchup, I think, but I'm really a fan of how that turned out. And it's the only bit of Aussie rep, a game I really love. Unfortunate, but there was a lot I had to cut out in the score from my sort of dream list, you know? And right here, we're transitioning back into his world for the main lead, but it's accompanied by two minor Mario reps. The baseline is from Bowser's Fury, Attack Fury Bowser, and the ARP is from Boy Base Galaxy. It's kind of one big rep support, and the countered by two like half-strong reps, you know. And the thing is, there was an oversight in the score. When I finished it, Joseph was like, hey, where's Gotta Go Fast? Oh, crap, I forgot about it. So you can actually hear...
The most iconic Sonic song to people who aren't fans of the franchise.
Yeah, so you can hear, like, a jingle from it in the intro. That's all I had time to sneak in. But if I was redoing this, I would have replaced his world here with Gotta Go Fast. But, oh well. I think it's the way it is.
Yeah. It works well. Right, you mentioned the previous commentary that is forever unreleased now. This was made trance to sort of reference Newgrounds.
Trance, like, kind of, more like... happy hardcore influences, but regardless, this genre of music is like exactly what you would imagine when you hear, oh, Newgrounds remix of this classic game theme released around the time when these animations both been popular. Mm-hmm. So I really want to have that bit in there where like it's very clearly, oh yeah, this is like you would find this on the, you know, Newgrounds like Flash portal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple of things about sound effects, which I haven't even mentioned yet. I'm so sorry, but there's so much to talk about with the score alone. There's not been a lot of note sound effects, just cleaning up stuff, but the power-up sound effects are all accurate to their games. I really want that attention to detail there. So when he grabbed the fire flower, that was actually a sound effect from Mario Wonder. I wanted the latest iterations. And when he used the Tanuki leaf, that was just him transforming. You know, that's fine. Crossfire added that in. With the rock mushroom, that's actually the sound effect from Super Mario Galaxy, and when he jumps there is also the sound effect from Mario Wonder jumping. I want the Mario Wonder jump in there somewhere as a small nod because I think that's fun. I like the variety. The Galaxy power-up sound effect was pretty hard to get. There was no clean rip of it. I had to get it myself by recording an audio clip and then doing some doctoring to get rid of the music behind it as much as possible. It blends really well in the actual animation. And of course, the laser sounds are all from Sonic Colors, completely accurate to the game. That bit of the score there, when they were turning each other.
That's my favorite bit.
Yeah, that is actually a little bit. It's one of the underground theme remixes from the Super Show.
Which just has killer remixes all around.
And there's this part where it kind of goes do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I've seen it really badly, but if you've heard it, you know it. And I was like, we've got to have a Super Show nod. Oh, they're charging each other. Let's just have that there, you know? And so I just put that in. I'm really happy with how that turned out.
Maybe I could have paid an extra $500 to get a minute-long sequence of them like playing poker, and then I could have had that Super Show song of the
So as for the gag bit there, it used the Sonic CD victory theme. That was Crusper's choice. It's very specific because the Japanese version of Sonic CD too. So I was like, I wonder why he picked that. Let me put in the common one. I put in the common one. I was like, oh, this isn't nearly as funny. So I went with the Sonic CD one again. And right here, we transitioned straight from that. That's also a direct sample, by the way. And we transitioned straight from that into Planet Wisp with Sonic Colors, which is a song I really like, was happy to rep here. But then it's accompanied by the castle theme from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. On this side. And another mashup I didn't expect but just heard in my head and wanted to do, an Infinite's theme is now accompanying the Mario Wii Castle theme. I know, it's weird, 2 Forces reps and one of them is Infinite's theme. That was just because something needed to accompany the castle theme, and then I just put in the Infinite's theme as like one of the ideas. So I was like, oh, this is really fun. I just put that in, recreate the synth, messed it up a little bit to fit in with the animation. But yeah, one of those fun nods.
Gold flower power-up sound effect.
Yeah, the Gold Flower power-up, there's quite a bit to talk about there. I want the Gold Flower sound effects to be all accurate. Now, a lot of people don't seem to know this. There aren't really sound effect risks for New Super Mario Bros. 2 up here online. But the Gold Flower has its own transformation sound effects. It's like the New Super Mario Bros. Wii one, but has a little layer on it. So what I had to do was I had to record from New Super Mario Bros. Wii in the castle ambience section where there was just loud wind and it would get partially cut off by the Gold Flower. So I recorded that sound and I layered it on top of New Super Mario Bros. Wii one and then did some filtering, put a little bit of Haas on the Gold Flower sound effect until it sounded very much like the one on the 3DS, on the actual Gold Flower sound effect. So it sounds very close. The sparkles in the background of the Gold Flower sound effect are used, and then, of course, shooting the fireballs, also directly from the Gold Flower, that big impact sound. And then the explosions are also all the Gold Flower explosions, big booming explosions. Really proud of that.
There's sound effects of star bits falling from Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, to represent the Gold Flower's fireballs falling. That's because that doesn't happen in New Super Mario Bros. 2, so I had to sort of figure out, okay, what would it sound like if it happened in a Mario game, you know? Mm-hmm. And Sonic Boosting Up the Mountain here is just me running around Chaos Island, Sonic Frontiers. I wanted to make sure I got that boost in, and I'll just call that out now. When he goes up to the top of the mountain, you can hear a little bit of the trick sparkles. And as if, you know, he could do a trick, but he decides not to.
Because he's playing Sonic Frontiers and tricks in that game get you killed.
Exactly. Yeah, you run up a mountain Sonic Frontiers, you just start flying, you know. Had to reference. There it is. And then we transition into Koopa's Road. But
such a good transition.
Thank you very much. But it transitions into one of my favorite mashups here. It's also Crisis City. You heard the chord progression change, and now it's Crisis City. When I heard Crisis City for the first time, I was like, am I hearing Koopa's Road? Because they have very similar chord progressions. So I was like, oh man, I have to do this. And I was so happy I did it. I think it sounds really fun. So you hear them both play each other, and side-lip sound, direct from Sonic Frontiers, recorded it myself. This little bit where Sonic's walking away, that's actually Discovery, the main theme of Sonic Mania. The little bit that playing Sonic's walking away. It was originally silent, I was like, that doesn't work, so I put in Discovery there. Something I want to mention, by the way, is that a very similar melody is played midway through Angel Island Zone in Sonic 3, and I have not seen that talked about. So I was like, oh, what do I credit this to? No, it was intended to be Sonic Mania, I'll do that. But I'm just saying, if you want to be Sonic 3 rep, it can be. But, yeah. And here we have a dramatic rendition of the Superstar song. Joseph had made me put this in, and I was like, it doesn't sound good like that. It's normal. Whoops. Okay, it doesn't sound good. It's Joyous theme. So instead, I actually, made a dramatic version, sort of, changed the keys and stuff.
Right, for the record, if you don't understand how music production works, he didn't grab these songs from YouTube and then mash them together in Audacity. All of this is redone by ear, like one note at a time.
Yeah, except for I Am All of Me, the Sonic CD Game Over theme, and at the very end, the 3D All-Stars Game Over theme.
Which is why those aren't referenced in the music track itself, as that was released on YouTube.
Yeah, although the battle edit is in the description if you want those little bits in, but they disrupted the flow of listening, so I cut them out. We have the Chaos Emerald jingle playing here, by the way, when Sonic takes the Chaos Emeralds. And then when he transforms, we have a little bit of the Sonic 3 sound. They have all the Dragon Ball sounds, Mario Z reference. And this is Undefeatable and the Ground theme mashup. This was a super hard mashup to make work. but the score was almost done, and I didn't have a lot of ground theme reps, so I was like, okay, we gotta put it here against Undefeatable. It was Undefeatable because it's super iconic for Sonic Frontiers Supersonic, so that's why I went with that. And this is a bit of a deeper cut. This is, goodness, I cannot believe I'm forgetting the name. The animation, it's done.
Like, Battle Galaxy, it's in Galaxy 2.
It's from Galaxy 2. I think it's one of the Bowser Jr. stations.
You know what, let me just look real quick.
Yep, it'll be in the credits.
It was Space Storm Galaxy.
Yes, that was Space Storm Galaxy, and I wanted a dramatic Mario song. I went with the deep cut from Mario Galaxy 2. I wanted dramatic because it's like, it's getting really serious for Mario now too. And then we have the light one-up sound from Sonic as he's transformed into Hypersonic. And then for this ending theme here, oh yeah, that power sound from 3D World. And for this ending theme here, we start playing It Doesn't Matter, the Sonic Adventure 2 version. And we went with that because, once again, the animation had to change to be better in tone. This was originally going to be a really defeating moment for Mario, so it was going to really play into that, like, oh, look at Mario get pummeled and stuff. But then we were like, oh, we have to make this better.
Well, yeah, like, as we mentioned several times already in this video, the tone of Death Battle as a whole, and our personal viewpoints towards how debates like this should go have changed drastically.
So the score was sort of like, I adjusted it to be like, instead of a loss for Mario, it's a victory for Sonic. So I played the It Doesn't Matter and transitioned into a little more bit of a heroic bit here as it kind of swells as Sonic prepares to just, finish this off for good. Then we have the 3D All-Stars rip of the Game Over theme for that. And then this is a Sonic movie 2020, the Sonic movie knot. Sonic has an original theme in that too. And I was like, I need to pay tribute to that. So I played a victory version sort of it as Sonic wins.
Yep. We also used the Mario movie suite and the Sonic movie suite in their respective analyses.
Right, yeah. We enjoy the movies quite a bit.
Yes. Although maybe we might like the Mario movie a lot more.
Yeah, but that really comes down to us being Mario fans. Listen, man, I'm going to be in the theater for Sonic 3. I'm pretty excited. I think it looks fun. Anyway, now I have to find a Ring of Life. And now it's time for the conclusion. I can't believe we talked a lot. There's the chaos sound.
We probably added like 20 more minutes to the overall runtime.
But that's what we said we'd do. And the animation was the most to talk about.
Oh, right there. I hope this video never gets popular.
Yep.
Literally said it.
In-joke. Because we were literally saying this video won't get popular. Let's just say we hope it doesn't get popular too.
Okay. Now this is from Goku for Superman 3.
Yep, exactly. Just pretty much adapted exactly from it.
This only existed in the very final version of the script. In all previous ones, it was a lot of lengthy paragraphs discussing, the advantages that Sonic had and not really stuff for Mario. It was a lot more, I guess, overwhelming and a lot more, not derogatory, not at all. Like, what's the term? It felt bad for Mario fans.
Exactly.
The grid style is not something that I'm a big fan of in general, but it works very well for specific matchups and specific circumstances, and this felt like that was one of those.
And that's actually a reason that we didn't use the plus and minus analysis screen style in the ending here, because we weren't really a big fan of how the official show did that. Of course, knowing the views this got, we absolutely would have included it because it was from the original official show. But yeah, whoops.
More Sonic,
yes. We love these animations.
Again, when that was incorporated, episode 2 had come out, I think, the day before. I love the Predicto feat. It's so funny.
Very funny.
Yeah.
There's its validity in the TATL.
I mean, there's a note right there that says it, but sure. I love this bit for Sonic Boom as well. There's an episode where he gets the mech suit, and then at the end of the episode, it's like, well, I guess he doesn't have that anymore. Then, like a season later, he just calls to it and it appears.
It's really fun.
It's so funny.
Something I want to mention really quick. You see the border glow? That was one of the last minute decisions. I was editing this right up until it went public, and the border glow was one of the last things. The border glow was the very last thing on my computer that caused this render to crumble. It maybe rendered in parts because it was just one layer too many. It started crashing.
One of hundreds.
Just the glow over the border.
Yes. Like, also, the borders throughout this whole thing and, like, the general color scheme around has been purple because because red plus blue, Mario plus Sonic. Death Battles itself is also purple, but it's a very different shade. So we wanted it to kind of stand out like that because that was more fun for us. What are we even talking about in here right now?
Well, we're talking about our editing choices for the conclusion, pretty much. But yeah, right now we have the translations coming up. The translations were something that we had done for this because we want to make a few things clear.
Yeah, to be clear, I myself read the entire manga in English from a fan's translation, which was taken offline about a year ago.
Please feel safe today.
Yeah, so like we had all the footage from Mario Kun and stuff, but it was all just in Japanese. We had to do raw scans, and so like for when I need to reference a very specific moment, we got a translator to do it.
Yeah, exactly. This is the only shown calc in the video. I would have loved to show more visual calcs, but it came down to crunch time. The final edit of the video was done in the last 2 months, and I did not have time to do the calc visuals. Also, the final edit plus the score. I did both in the last couple months.
Also, all the calcs were much lower. Like, we calced, like, the Infinite Sun feat. We calced Mario getting struck by Kamek, like, all that kind of stuff. And it was all in, like, exatons, zetatons, although, like, there was one that was, you know, up in the undecillion tons, that kind of stuff. But, like, none of it matches up to where we put the characters, which is Universe Plus. So it didn't really matter anyway, and it would just, I don't know, I felt like it distracted, really. So, like, that's another reason we didn't put those in. But I did do a lot of complicated calcs that I really didn't need to, back when I thought these characters were weaker than they actually are.
I just want to say that Mario's wearing a spacesuit in that clip, to that one comment. Anyway.
Oh, yes, and to that one other comment, replay that intro of Mario Galaxy. What is on that planet before he gets a Luma? Could it possibly be something that provides oxygen and an atmosphere?
Sorry.
Ooh. So, yeah,
so
okay,
sorry. We just had to call it out. Okay, anyway. Anyway, Cool X translations.
Yeah.
That was done a day after the game came out.
Literally, because as soon as... This battle's been living rent-free in my head for years. So when that came out, I was like, did they finally fix the mistranslation? No, they doubled down with the remake fight. It's like, is that in the Japanese version? I hired 2 translators the day after the game came out to find out. And no, it's not. It's nowhere in there, not referenced once. But it does mean that the English translation, English localization team firmly believes that Mario is at that strong of a level. So it's like, okay, that combined with the Mario Wonder thing and like a couple of other stuff that we don't talk about, that we don't have time to talk about in the episode itself, is enough for us to say, okay, there's a fair chance. Maybe not 100%, and we mentioned here it's not 100%, at least according to our beliefs at the time, but there's a fair chance that, yeah, that's just the case. Cool X is actually that strong. It's kind of
Yeah. There are a lot of ways the battle could go. We'll talk about it in the TATL, but we are open to being wrong about this, honestly.
Gosh.
We just want to make a tribute. That was the whole goal.
If Bowser vs. Eggman comes out and says, well, you know, Bowser scales to the Dream Depot, which makes him infinite multiversal, I will be sobbing out of joy, okay? Not because I want Mario to win, but because it will be such a stress relief for me to just have an answer.
Yeah, because now it's just like, now we're just getting all kinds of arguments about it, and we're like, man, we thought we'd be done with this.
Yeah.
You know, we just want to do this one project.
Why can't we all be friends, like Mario and Sonic are?
Exactly. I love that clip.
That is canon, by the way. Addressed in like a bunch of interviews and stuff. We didn't scale them to each other. You can read that note.
Yeah, there are so many notes. Oh, here's our half-self promo. Most of that is unlisted now, but we want to show for people who didn't look that, yeah, we have Mario content, not Sonic content on this channel.
Which I guess people just didn't see?
There was a lot of people didn't see. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, there are a lot of valid points, but there was also a lot of stuff that's like, yeah, we showed it in the video.
Yeah. There are, again, a lot of valid points to put that in the title.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about talking about all of this. Oh yes, we finish off the bridge with the Smash Ultimate victory screen and Mike Wazowski Mario.
We had to have a next time because Death Battle always does that. but we don't actually have anything next because we are not doing more.
We're so
sorry.
To the people who are like, my gosh, you are doing, this is so good, you should make more of them.
Really
and giving up
appreciate
like matchup suggestions and stuff.
so
That's
nice,
amazing. Thank you so much. It's so kind of you.
But we aren't.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
this took so much out of us.
Yeah, and the traction it got just reaffirmed we don't want to do it more. Because, man, we're just carrying on a debate we want to drop out of now.
Yeah.
Is the thing. We're gonna do the TATL, and after the TATL, we are done with this. I'm so sorry, but we are.
I established by even in here as I'm talking about it, the debate itself, it's kind of like an interesting puzzle, I guess, to put together, but that's not the point of the video. That's not why we made this.
Exactly.
Like, that's not what we're actually
so much
interested in. Like, oh my gosh, look at all of this credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what we wanted to do was make something that felt good and fun to watch while celebrating the characters and death battle itself. That is 95% of the entire purpose of this video. So, like, having everyone so focused on the actual debate has really drained a lot of the energy and joy.
Yeah, it's why we unlisted for a week. We talked about it in the community post, but yeah, it was really souring our hobby.
Also, I used a different microphone when doing the credits, very specifically because Ben uses a different recording setup when he does his credits.
That's such a specific reference, and here's the Qui-Gon Jinn reference. Man, we laughed so hard at this, and now we're like, oh man, it's like we should tell it to our relatives.
It's really...
Oh, there's Stampy Cat. This is the other video I have downloaded. I like Stampy's lovely world. Oh well. This view step, that's not accurate.
24 views! Hold on a second.
But yeah, there's Mario versus Sonic. That's the whole thing.
We're so much more popular than Stampy. Oh no. This video was, I cannot tell you how stressful it was to make.
It was stressful to make, and now stressful to release.
Yeah, when we released it, we thought, okay, we're gonna take a nap now. We're gonna be done with this. It's out. It's a fun thing to look back on. Only to have everything amplified by 1 million because for some reason, everyone started watching it.
Yeah, on LittleZbot, we're doing supercut gameplay with Let's Plays now. Where like we have several super long Let's Play videos and stuff. And now because of our new subscribers, in hopes of retaining any of them, I had to unschedule the supercuts I had lined up for the rest of the year and make a new definitive, just solely positive one.
Right.
To appeal hopefully to any new subscribers.
We had 3 lined up that were all like
LittleZbot style.
Yeah,
you know?
they had positive and negative impressions of the game that were in question. That was in question. But after something like this, we just didn't want to have that vibe at all for the next good while. So we've unlisted them. We're going completely in on a different game that we recorded a long time ago that is just us praising the game to no end because it's so good. It's so good. It's better than most Mario and Sonic games. I'm sorry, I love it.
We went back to work after we really should have been done. October's been quite an intense month.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait for this to be over. I mean, I'm really grateful that that a lot of you really liked it, but man, this just was not supposed to happen. I'm sorry. We were not going to do more, and we thought it wouldn't be a problem because no one would care.
This has, right now as we're recording it, it has more views, likes, and comments than the most recent episode of Fan Battle. And
that's ridiculous. We didn't want to overshadow them.
It makes me feel so bad because they've been doing this for forever. They have an active following community. They do so good. We're not even upstarts. We're just a couple of guys who made this for ourselves.
Yeah. Hopefully the unlisting lets them catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching this.
Thanks so much for listening to all of our complaining about you.
Well, we didn't really complain a lot about you, I feel like. We're just, this was just really unexpected. But, it's not like we're going to stop people from, if people want to watch it, we're not stopping that all the way. We still have it on our homepage and stuff.
Yep.
But we just wanted to slow it down.
Thank you again, and we'll see you for the TATL. Sorry. My gosh, we didn't even mention what a TATL is for the podcast.
Because they're new viewers. They don't know what a TATL is.
I didn't think about that. Right. A TATL is our very short-lived podcast series. It stands for Talking About Things Literally. Because that's who we are. we're silly people who name things like that. This was a one and done thing. We don't make content that serious.
We don't. Please feel free to give our upcoming supercut a shot. If you don't like it, it's okay. You can unsubscribe.
Yeah, like absolutely. We only want you to watch stuff that you find enjoyable. If you don't find our future content enjoyable, just don't watch it. Unsubscribe from us. That's totally fine.
Exactly, yeah, but
if you do happen to like it, then all the better. If our upcoming supercut gets 7,000 views, if it gets 70,000 views, I think we'd be thrilled, because that is our regular content, because that's a lot less controversial, because that's like us being really positive about this one thing. But this video was just not supposed to get any attention ever.
Yeah, but it did, so I hope some of you got some enjoyment out of this commentary, look behind the scenes-ish. I don't want to do any more Death Battle content unless I'm getting paid for it. That's the only way I'll word it, I guess. It's like, I'm really done.
If he's getting paid Death Battle rates.
Yeah.
But obviously, the editor of this video, even though he works on the channel, did not go unpaid.
Yeah, like, obviously, Joseph did not, like, not pay me, you know? But, you know, we couldn't afford Death Battle rates. And that's okay, because I wanted to make this too.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.